Hey everyone, Richie here. Welcome back to SuiDex Strategies, where we learn how to grow, earn, and master DeFi right here on SuiDex.org. Today we're getting a look under the hood at the engine that powers it all, Victory token. It's not just a reward token. It's what keeps the whole ecosystem moving. It's been carefully designed to be sustainable, to be high yield, and to really progress the SuiDex ecosystem and the entire platform forward. So I'm really excited to explain to you the tokenomics of Victory and how it's all going to work inside of SuiDex. Don't forget, if you missed any of our other SuiDex strategy videos, they are in a playlist, which you can find up here somewhere. I'm sure it will pop up eventually. And you can also find them in the link in the description of this very video. You can also find our Telegram for SuiDex and our websites and Discord as well if you want to join our socials and join the community. Well, come on in. We're nice guys, I promise. So what is Victory? Victory is the reward and governance token of SuiDex. It connects the farming, staking, and revenue sharing. It's how the platform gives back to the community. The reason I called it Victory is because I've been in crypto for a long time. I've seen successes and failures inside of many different iterations of DeFi, and I want to give victory to the people. And this is what the whole concept of SuiDex and our meme coin mascot Sui Trump is all about. We've almost been 1 year now with Sui Trump, our meme coin mascot. We've already proven that if you stick with it, you show your honesty and your integrity on chain, that the community will follow you in the next progressions of what you want to build, and that is what SuiDex is. So that's why we call it Victory. There are two main ways to earn Victory. First, you can earn it through liquidity mining on Sui Farm, which is the SuiDex farm, right? You stake your LP tokens in Sui Farm, and you'll start earning Victory as the reward. Second, you can earn Victory through single staking. You can time lock Victory into a stake, and with that, you earn dual rewards of Victory token and Sui coin. Emissions for Victory are built to grow the platform early and then shift towards rewarding long-term holders. It's called an emission split mechanism. You can also buy Victory right from launch on SuiDex.org. Liquidity will start on our own DEX. It's not yet supplied, so when we do open SuiDex, you'll be able to buy it on the DEX. The big question about reward tokens is how to make them sustainable, and this is how we are making Victory sustainable. The max supply of Victory is 500 million tokens. It is capped at 500 million tokens, and of that, 275 million tokens, which is 55% of it, will be emitted over 3 years inside of Sui Farm. This emission comes out every single second for the next 3 years from the launch. And it will go to farmers and stakers. That's it. There's no hidden mint button, no inflation bombs. The remaining supply is reserved for liquidity, treasury, future incentives, listing on different centralized exchanges, and all the other things that you need token supply for. I learned through experience with Sui Trump that it's very important to have a amount of token supply under your control. Now you can go and check, for example, the Sui Trump Reserve wallet, which I've been holding for almost 1 year without ever selling a single token. You can find it at Sui Trump Coin with the Sui and service. And it's kind of, I think it's proof because we always have this available fund that we can use in the future if we want to list, for example, Sui Trump on the centralized exchange, or I need to supply some form of incentive to people through airdrops or campaigns with reward of the Sui Trump coin. I've been doing that as well. It's been integral to our success to become a $1 million plus market cap coin. So the emission of Victory follows a very simple rhythm initially, but it is quite complex. I'm going to break it down for you so you can understand the psychology of the token, right? I'll try and make this as simple as possible for you. The emissions start with a 4-week bootstrap. That means that nothing will be touched about the mechanism of the Victory emission for 4 weeks. That is maximum APR, maximum yield, maximum attraction for new people to supply liquidity into SuiDex and start farming for Victory. We all know that higher rewards attract liquidity and help to build epic momentum. Following that 4-week phase comes a weekly 1% decay in the global emission of Victory token. It's a steady throttle down, not a hard stop, keeping the token flow consistent while controlling inflation. This is a tried and true method. And of course, as I mentioned, we do have a fixed emission period of 3 years. So this 1% decay every week will continue until the fulfillment of the 3-year time, where all of the Victory will have been distributed. Over time, this means less new Victory enters circulation, while more will be getting locked up and burned. Now, I know that this alone is not enough to make a sustainable reward token, but it's the core, and that is what PancakeSwap have used, that's what Thena have used, and multiple other successful yield farms have used this system. What we've also added onto Victory is a little bit of ingenuity called the emission split mechanism. So if we break this into weeks, you can imagine that every week, this Victory is being sent to everyone who's staking in the farm in LP, and single staking some assets, and also time locking their Victory token, okay? Now, initially, the highest percentage of rewards are going to be going to liquidity providers. Victory USDC liquidity, Victory Sui liquidity, Sui Trump Sui, BTC XBTC, Sui USDC. We will have multiple liquidity pools, and the majority of the Victory rewards will be going to those liquidity providers at the start of the farm. But as SuiDex matures, the balance shifts. This is an emission split. More emissions will begin to flow to Victory lockers, rewarding people who have a long-term farming mindset. That means at the start, the liquidity providers will be getting a larger supply of Victory emissions. But as we continue to go through week after week, that emission will start moving from the LP providers going to the Victory stakers. This is a natural evolution. Early farmers build the foundation. Long-term holders harvest the biggest yields over time. The people who choose to time lock their Victory go into the Victory token locker. Let's talk about the Victory token locker. This is where long-term yield will really pay off. You lock your Victory, and in return, you don't just earn more Victory coin, but you also earn Sui coin as rewards. The longer you lock, the higher your APR. You can pick from a short 1-week lock as a test. You can do a 3-month plan, a 1-year commitment, or the big one, the 3-year max lock. At the end of any of these locks, you get the Victory token, which you have staked, back with no fee attached. Now, I will be doing another video specifically about the token locker, how the Sui rewards work, how the Victory token rewards work in the token locker, because it is quite complex again, and I don't want to make this video over long. We're just going over the generality of the Victory token in this first video. Now, you might be thinking, if you're DeFi smart, right? You've been following SuiDex strategies and you understand DeFi, right? Where are you getting Sui from? You can't just magically make Sui and give it to Victory stakers. Where's that coming from? So the Sui is coming from revenue share. Actually, at the core of SuiDex, 80% of the fees generated from SuiDex are given back to the people. 40% is sent to Victory stakers, and 40% is used to buy and burn Sui Trump coin. So 40% of all these farming fees, farm deposits, farm withdrawals, they're converted into Sui, and then weekly, they are sent to the token locker to reward our Victory lockers in Sui coin. So they're getting dual rewards, they're getting revenue share. Essentially, they are owning 40% share of the SuiDex business. The distribution of the Sui, just like the Victory, is longer pays better. If you stake for longer, you will get a larger percentage, larger allocation of the Sui and Victory rewards inside of the token locker. And because this model is built on sustainability and a real business model, this means that it's sustainable, right? It's not printed out of thin air. The Sui is coming from the success of SuiDex. So to sum up, Victory follows a 3-year fixed schedule. Every week, emissions fall by 1%, keeping supply tight and predictable after a 4-week Bootstrap phase. At the same time, we will begin with the largest amount of Victory going to liquidity providers, but over time, this will then shift over to the largest amount of Victory going to the stakers of Victory coin. At the same time, Victory stakers get 40% revenue share paid in SUI into their lock. Longer pays better, larger stakes get more. And to top it all off, at the same time, 10% of all swap fees on SuiDex are used to buy back and burn Victory, permanently removing it from circulation. This is how SuiDex is building a sustainable community-driven economy. I'm Richie, the founder of SuiDex, and this has been SuiDex Strategies. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you missed any of the prior videos, please check out the playlist that this one is included in as well. Hit the like and subscribe to the channel, and get ready, because next up in SuiDex Strategies, we're going to be talking about yield farming strategies to maximize your yield. And I will be unveiling the opening liquidity pairs for the start of SuiDex. Now, we have quite a few, and I think it's going to make a lot of people very excited, not only with the APRs, which we're going to have on display for the launch, but also the combination of different attack and defensive pairs, which I've chosen for SuiDex. This is rolling out over 5 years, actually about 8 years of experience in DeFi, where I think these tokens are the greatest farming pairs that we can really build a massive, strong foundation on with SuiDex going forward. Don't forget to check out the playlist, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.